Hey YouTube, it's me, Miss Chris. I am posting a video because I got a question in my inbox, which, by the way, YouTube's new setup doesn't show me that I have a new message in my inbox, so I'm literally like 5 days later answering this question. The question, it was two parts. One was about the eyes on a sock monkey hat, and the other was about the color. The eyes. The individual that wrote in stated they had bought a pattern off of Ravelry. I believe that's where they got it. Or at least they bought a pattern of a sock monkey hat. And they were making the hat for a 1.5-year-old, and the pattern says to put buttons on. And the question is would I put buttons on a character hat or a sock monkey hat for someone that was 1.5 years? And I have to say that no, I would not. I would follow standard choking hazard rules. I mean, you see the little warnings on labels, you know, not meant for children under 3, small parts, choking hazard. I would follow the same standards because anybody that has been around little kids knows that they get their fingers in there and they can get anything they want. So I would honestly do them out of yarn and sew them on like an applique as strong as humanly possible. Now, I don't think that I would use a worsted weight yarn because when you sew it on, it would look more bulky against a smaller hat. Sorry, earphone. So I think what I would do is I would find like a black sport weight yarn and use a smaller hook like a F or a G and just crochet little circles. Personally, I would use the magic circle and put 12 half double crochets in it, so it's only going to be maybe 3/4 of an inch in diameter, and so those on, they should be equal to about this eye size. If you don't like doing the magic circle, then you could simply, using the same sport weight yarn, do a chain 3 and put 11 double crochets into the first chain that you made and then slip stitch at the top to join. Obviously you can make the eye a little bigger by either using 2 rows of half double crochet, the first being 12 and the second being 24, so it'd be 2 half double crochets into all of them on the first row, or by making it just slightly larger by doing double crochets. Just remember that if you're going to extend to a second row to make the eye bigger, you will definitely need to do 2 of whatever the stitch into 1 stitch on the bottom. So you're going to be doubling in essence, and that's just to keep it from rolling. So yeah, would I? No, I would not. I say if I knew the kid personally, I knew that they weren't a picker or they weren't a type of kid to put stuff in their mouth, then I might do it, but I wouldn't take any chances. I would not have put button eyes on either of my kids' hat at that age because I knew them well enough to know even if they didn't normally do it, they would do it anyway. Because I didn't want them to. The second is question on the color of the sock monkey hat that I did. Now I want to preface in saying I've seen the sock monkey hats. They're like purples, blues, greens, pinks. They're adorable. They're funky and they're fun, and I'm sure kids love them. When I did this hat, I wanted to be a more traditional, so I was looking for the yarn that mirrored the original toy. I mean, I looked for this yarn. And what I found was the color is Vanna's Choice yarn in Taupe Mist. And I will take money for endorsements, Vanna, if you don't mind. But it's Taupe Mist. Now, it looks like the sock monkey hat, or the old sock monkey toy when you're looking at it, but when you start crocheting it up, it's when it really takes on those properties of the brown with just a little bit of white in it. The warning about this is when you're in the store and you're looking at the yarn, to me some of the skeins seemed darker than others. So if you're going to end up needing 2 skeins, or if you're making more than 1 hat and you don't want to have to use 1 skein per hat and not be able to join in the new color, make sure that when you're looking at them, even though the dye lots are the same, you're going to want to eyeball them to make sure that they're about the same color. I picked the ones that were kind of in the middle because the lighter brown doesn't really do it, but some of them were really dark and it almost looked like a chocolate brown, so, and the white And that to me did not remind me of the old sock monkey toy. So I did go with one that was more in the middle, and I bought several skeins of it. So when I go to do more hats, they all look about the same. So hopefully that answers your questions about sock monkey hats. I will say that, I've been crocheting for a very long time, so if anybody had any questions about crochet, you could shoot them my way, and I could do a video much like this. Unless you say that I could use your name in the video, I won't use your name. I'll keep the same old standards that I've always had with questions on my channel, even if they are only about crochet and not relationships. But feel free. I mean, if I can't answer your question, I can either find somebody who can, research it so then I can answer it, or two, give you some heads up on mistakes that I made that you might avoid in search of your answer. So with that said, I hope you all have a great night, and I hope I answered your questions. Have a great night, everybody.